The deadly Ebola outbreak in West Africa may seem like a world away, but there's concern among residents here in the Northwest Metro. Alexandra joins us now to explain why. Alex?
Mike, it is estimated between 20 to 30,000 Liberians live here in the Northwest Metro, primarily in Brooklyn Park and Brooklyn Center. As you can imagine, word of the Ebola outbreak in Liberia is of great concern to Liberians living here. According to the Centers for Disease Control, more than 100 people have died in Guinea, where the Ebola outbreak is most prevalent. In Liberia, there have been 14 deaths, but there are dozens more suspected and probable cases between the two countries and Sierra Leone. The Ebola virus is deadly in as many as 90% of the cases. It's spread person to person through body fluids like blood and saliva. Liberian native Abdullah Kiatumba, the executive director of African Immigrant Services in Brooklyn Park, says he's in touch daily with friends and family in Liberia. This is the first Ebola outbreak in that country, and Kiatumba says there are people being turned away from hospitals because of fear that they could have Ebola.
Capacity of the country to handle a potential spread could be devastating. So that sense of panic and anxiety and fear and what it might lead to, those are issues that create really grave concern.
The Minnesota Department of Health monitors the situation daily. With the advent of international travel, the spread of an infectious disease becomes more relevant.
We're concerned whenever individuals from Minnesota or the United States travel to countries where diseases are prevalent, because there's always the potential to, to contract one of those diseases and bring them back.
Right now, the Centers for Disease Control says travelers are at low risk for the disease, but they should avoid any contact with those infected.
All right, thank you. Health officials now know what made 36 people sick after eating at a Maple Grove restaurant back in January. The Minnesota Department of Health says dinner rolls were cross-contaminated with salmonella from raw chicken at the Old Country Buffet. Most of the diners who got sick ate there on or around January 25th. The restaurant has since passed its health inspection.